Hello there, good afternoon. You're watching ABC News. This is ABC Midday, and I am Peggy Nyakwambana. Coming up in the next hour. Lawyers of Martin Pebu have decried what they describe as abuse of power by the special prosecutor following the brief arrest and detention of their client. Former Member of Parliament for Ablekuma Central calls for stiffer punishment for party members engaged in attacks in the NPP presidential primaries. Still to come, Trade Union Congress has strongly condemned the latest adjustments to electricity and water tariffs, describing the increases as harsh, insensitive, and worse than robbing Peter to pay Paul. In business, consumers urged to take advantage as Ghana's inflation rate has dropped to 6.3% in November 2025 from 8.0% in October. On the international front, the United States says it will restrict visas for Nigerians it believes are responsible for what it described as anti-Christian violence. Stay with us, we have details of these and more coming up shortly. You're watching Midday News here on ABC News Ghana Television. We're streaming live on Facebook at ABC News GH_. Now to our stories. Former Speaker of Parliament and Chairman of the New Patriotic Party's 2024 Election Review Committee, Professor Michael Quay, says the party's decision to amend its constitution stems directly from the committee's key findings on the party's laws in the 2024 general elections. According to Professor Okoye, the recommendation strongly pointed to the need for an expanded electoral college to enhance the party's internal democracy, with a particular emphasis on strengthening women's participation within the party structures.
After the last elections, it was found necessary to look at so many matters, whether it was administrative, political, constitutional, or whatever, in order to satisfy what were the wishes of our people. Therefore, a committee was set up. This committee went throughout all the constituencies in Ghana and brought out their ideas. One important matter was how we should enlarge to the point that ultimately we should have one person, one vote. This will take some time because of the statistical data collection. But at least former people who had occupied positions and others who can be identified were added automatically. Because this was not provided for in the constitution, there had to be an amendment, and so on and so forth. Internal organization to make the party stronger in order to satisfy the aspirations of the people, in fact including the stronger participation of women, have all been brought into the process.
Member of Parliament of the NPP Constitutional Review Committee and former Member of Parliament for the Ablekuma Central constituency, Ebenezer Nate, has described the recent attacks by some aspirants and their supporters in the NPP presidential primaries as needless. Speaking on ABC in the morning, he emphasized that tarnishing the image of fellow aspirants during election ultimately raises doubts about the credibility required to lead the party. He stressed that he does not support politics of insult or character of defamation, noting that such conduct makes it difficult for candidates to rally behind the eventual winner if they are not given the mandate.
For me, yes, to be honest and sincere with you, some of the things that I hear from some aspirants and to that extent some of their followers, I say it to be needless.
Okay.
I don't see the wisdom and the knowledge in it. Honestly, that's my personal view. It's needless because you are to go to a constituency, meet delegates, or meet constituency officers, police executives who you want their mandate. Why do I have to come and tarnish the image and reputation of my opponent before you to vote for me? It's needless. So sometimes I hear some comment from certain group of people, and I ask myself whether indeed such a person wants to come and lead the party. And I must be honest with you, me, I don't do politics of insult. I don't do politics of tarnishing people's image and reputation. Because at the end of the day, if I'm going into competition with you, and I go and start somewhere and I ridicule you and say all manner of things against you, and you go for election and then you win the election, can I go back and tell the people that, oh, all what I said about Abdan is not true? So then you let me believe that, oh, it's because you want that power. That is why.
Meanwhile, member of the NPP Constitutional Review Committee and former member of Parliament for the Ablikuma Central Constituency, Ebenezer Nate, has urged the party's leadership to strengthen internal discipline and take decisive action against members who violate party rules. According to him, while the party values members, not all members necessarily contribute positively to its progress. He stressed that members must not place their personal interests above the collective interests of the party.
Apart from even the apology, he believed that the party will go beyond that, and even if he has to be suspended, the person will be suspended. You see, we have gotten to a point that personally I think that, look, it is not, yes, we need numbers, but it's not all numbers that are good. In some cases, you need to discipline. Look, in the but we don't in this party, where a whole national chairman, general secretary, first vice chairman were suspended in this party, and we won. So it has gotten to a point whereby, irrespective of who you are supporting, if you say something against somebody that you know for a fact that is not true, it's not only just a matter of coming to apologize. You see, we cannot use our personal interests at the expense of the party. There are some people that I always ask them, you, what is your problem? My own brother and friend Anaya is a member of the NPP now with Alan. But I don't think, last time I told him, just this month, I said, Anaya, you were not doing NPP. You were serving Alan. Because Alan said, I'm going, then you also follow him. Tell me what the party have done to you. It's all because Alan said, oh, this and this, I'm not happy about what is going on in the party, I'm going. Then you far from even the apology.
Meanwhile, the New Patriotic Party has revised its party constitution to establish a strategic framework aimed at addressing factors that contributed to its loss in the 2024 general elections. The event brought together senior party officials, former ministers, members of parliament, and grassroots delegates, marking what many describe as a significant milestone toward expanding participation in the party's internal elections. There is more in this package.
Official launch of amendments to the party's constitution. According to party leadership, the revisions described as historic are aimed at broadening the electoral college and deepening inclusivity in both parliamentary and presidential primaries. Former Minister for Information, Fatimatu Abubakar, emphasized the need to reintegrate former party executives who lost internal elections into the voting process, noting that it will empower them to continue contributing meaningfully to the party's development.
The constituency level, when you work with executives and they don't get the benefit of renewing their mandate, they should not just be thrown away because they've lost elections. If you give them the opportunity to be voting in the presidential and parliamentary elections, they will be energized to continue to contribute to the party, even if they are not sitting executives. So I am excited that we are embracing reform. We are seeking to bring former executives, former ministers, former MMDCs, former parliamentary candidates on board.
Taking her turn to speak on the constitutional amendment, former member of parliament for Ablekuma North, Nana Ekia Owusu-Efriye, also underscored the importance of the amendments, describing them as essential for promoting fairness, unity, and wider representation within the party.
This is all inclusive. This is all inclusive. These are members who have been with the party for a very long time. I mean, you can understand that somebody who has been a member of parliament before, somebody who has been a former constituency executive before, it is right that we give every individual that opportunity to be part of this voting.
At the grassroots level, delegates welcomed the expanded electoral college, expressing gratitude to the party leadership for granting them greater influence over key decisions.
Grassroots is the heart of the party. Without the grassroots, there is no party. So bringing the grassroots into the mainstream, I think makes a great point. Everybody will be filled, involved. Everybody will be filled that, okay, I'm loved or I'll be part of this party. Everybody will work out from his heart.
The party decides. He decides for everyone in the party. So far as everyone has gone through the whole thing, now will be verified. Say it will help the party in India. I think we are all on the safer side. So he's going to help everyone, both grassroots to the top.
We are grateful to the leadership of the MPP for actually making sure that this amendment has come to pass. You see, as a party, and especially right now that we are in opposition, there is always a need for us to broaden the base of the people that elect.
So it's a very nice idea, a brilliant one, and we'll welcome it. We pray it stays. And those coming in, the former executive who are now being recognized, we are pleading to them that they should give us their experience, support us.
Joining us on the line is political communication lecturer at Unimac IJ, Dr. Paul Hezwa. Good afternoon and welcome to ABC News Ghana Television. Hello, Doc. Dr. Hezwa.
Hello, can you hear me?
Kindly unmute your microphone.
Yes, I've done that. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. You're welcome to ABC News Ghana Television.
Thank you, you all. Thank you very much. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How about you?
I'm also great.
All right. Now, Doc, how significant are the recent amendments to the NPP constitution in shaping the party's internal democratic process?
All right. Thank you very much, and good afternoon to you, to your listeners and viewers everywhere. Yes, this is very and hugely significant in the sense that the expanded electoral college is going to give room for inclusivity, where a lot more people would find their voice in terms of electing those or choosing those who are to lead the party. And so for the sake of inclusivity, it is very significant because previously the electoral college was low in terms of numbers, but now it has been expanded, and it will give room for a lot more people to find their voice in selecting or choosing their next leaders. And so once you have former constituency executives, former MMDCs, former MPs, and a whole lot, it is going to cast the net wider for, inclusivity, and then for everyone to have their voice.
Now, from a communication standpoint, what message is the party sending to its base by expanding the electoral college?
Right, it sends a very powerful message in terms of communication, because you realize that when MPP lost the elections, a research went into it to find out the areas where probably didn't go well, and one of them was that some people felt aggrieved, and because they felt aggrieved, if you feel aggrieved, naturally you will not partake or you will not be fully involved in the internal processes. And so the message that it sends now is that everybody is now on board. and that nobody will be left out. And that one alone will make people work harder and then not stand aloof, but make sure that they all come together to ensure that the party moves on. So that is the strongest message it sends out there.
All right, Doc. Now, some argue that the amendment to reduce vote buying, others believe it may simply scale it up. What's your assessment?
Well, it depends on the angle that we look at it from. Actually, if you look at the expanded electoral college, the numbers are in their tens of thousands. So if you think you are rich and you are going to, encourage vote buying, or you are going to buy votes, that means that you have to do something extra. You have to break the bank, because the numbers are in their tens of thousands. That's huge. And so for me, I think that it might rather reduce. You cannot. I don't think vote buying will be eliminated completely, but it will reduce it significantly because of the sheer numbers. The numbers are staggering, and so I mean, you have to then get money in their millions, but that's not going to be possible. So much as vote buying is a phenomenon that is there, for me, I think it is going to be reduced to some extent. It will not scale it up, but rather reduce it.
Now let's take a look at internal issues in the party. We have people fighting each other ahead of the primaries in January. We spoke to an MP who suggested that, well, the party should punish or even sack anyone found guilty of these offences. Should the party go on this tangent?
No, on the contrary. I think democracy is about numbers. Look, at this point, if you try to sack people for small infringements here and there, it will go against you, because democracy is about numbers and you need everybody on board. Unless the offenses are so grave, that is where you might want to suspend, and even there you need them at some point. So if the infringement or the infractions that have been committed are not that serious, allow everybody to be on board, because like I said, MPP lost elections in 2024 partly because of the fact that there was not inclusivity. That was the perception anyway, and the fact that few people were running the show. But now you need everybody to be on board. If you want to really wrestle power in 2028, you need everybody to be on board.
All right, Dr. Hezwa, can the party recover from its internal wrangling after the primaries?
It's going to take a while. Let's wait till January, where the elections or the Congress will take place. It is after January that we'll see whether it is going to get better or worse, because there has been so much acrimony in the build-up towards January, the elections. And for democracy, even if you fight, after a leader has been elected, you need to patch up the differences as quickly as possible in order to move ahead. So it depends on how the party rank and file try to, contain these internal wranglings. If they're unable to do that, then things will go, I'm afraid things will go worse. But if you're able to contain it and then forget about the past misdemeanor, the past, bickering, then they are going to do very well. Because I was happy that this thing came on so early, so they have about 2.5 years till elections. It is enough time for the MPP to bring all resources and everybody on board to fine-tune and strategize for the 2028 elections.
All right, thank you for your time this afternoon, Doc.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome. That was Political Communications Lecturer at CINIMAC IJ, Dr. Paul Hezwa. Now, in more news, the Office of the Special Prosecutor has dismissed suggestions by private legal practitioner Martin Pebu that the office is investigating itself, calling the claim a deliberate distortion of standard institutional procedures. In a sharp response following his release from detention, the OSP clarified that its investigators are highly ranked officers, contrary to Mr. Pebu's assertion that the case was being handled by junior staff. Mr. Pebu repeatedly misleads the public by claiming that those handling the case are junior officers. In reality, their ranks are equivalent to Deputy Commissioners of Police, said Sami Dakon, Director of SRC. The Office of Special Prosecutor argued that fact-finding committees are a normal feature of public institutions and are not equivalent to self-investigation. Police misconduct is not investigated by fire service officers, and GRA misconduct is not investigated by immigration officers. The principle is the same, the statement stressed. The office further accused Mr. Pebu of creating deliberate obstacles to avoid cooperating with investigators. Joining us on the line is Eden Senanu, Chairperson of the African Union Advisory Board Against Corruption. Good afternoon, Sen. Welcome to ABC Midday News.
Good afternoon.
Right. Now, given Martin Pebu's claim that his arrest by the OSP was bad or was a suicide mission, what do you make of that? Does it show that, or does it debunk claims that it's a politically motivated action?
We can't tell. I mean, I know he's been there twice earlier. There was no such incident. For some reason yesterday there appears to have been an altercation. And I know he's there today as well. Apparently he's already arrived. Hopefully, if the office respects his rights and he also respects the mandate of the office, we potentially should not have this kind of situation. So I'm not quite sure there's a political angle. It seems to me that this is probably just something that, I mean, maybe the interaction just didn't go too well. And ideally, calm heads should allow the process to continue.
All right. Now, critics are saying that the OSP must be fired for what they call abuse of power. What do you make of that?
You can only cite for abuse of power if there is no law covering the action they took. I think what is more substantive is there a law, and I believe they have obstruction of justice in Act 959. Did they follow the procedure outlined in the law for the action they've just taken? If they didn't follow it, then they can be cited for something. So I think, again, one would need a legal assessment. In any case, my understanding is that usually what information they get, these reports end up in court because the OSP, by its procedure, must resolve its issues by going to court. So it seems to me that the course of action to be expected is that whatever arises out of these engagements, they will have to go to court. It's a court that will determine whether there's been any material finding that involves somebody that has to be sanctioned, etc.
All right. Now, Martin Pebu has also vowed to submit what he calls a mother of all petitions seeking the removal of the OSP. What are the strengths and risks in pursuing this case should he go on with it?
I think these will be two separate issues that will run parallel. If he wants to submit a petition, that should have been done already. I mean, I think it's better if he's completed rather than putting it out there and keep repeating it. A petition must also go through screening. go to the president, go to the chief justice. In fact, with the president, I can't remember where it goes to the Council of State before it goes to the chief justice. So it is not just about putting all whatever information out there. Natural justice requires that it will be screened. The office will have an opportunity to respond and indicate whether this is something substantive. They have issues, they have responses, credible responses to give before a concrete decision will be taken. So I see it as processes that still need to be followed.
All right, now looking at how we are treating the office of the special prosecutor, what are we doing wrong and what can be done right?
I think that, this is a new creation under the law. And so I guess all of us are now learning what processes must be followed. For example, this current situation where we have a citizen who has made allegations and the institution is trying to pick facts, as would have happened if you, in the US, for example, made allegations against the police. They themselves would do an internal investigation. If people are not satisfied, it will be escalated. It appears to me that we are building our jurisprudence and our democratic credentials by going through this. We have never had an OSP before. As we go ahead and these issues happen, we'll have greater clarity as to how should this be done next time. Because it's the first time, everybody seems to have an opinion, but it may not necessarily be, we can't tell at the moment who may be right and who may be wrong. But I think it is worth, as a country, that we go through these processes, just making sure that nobody abuses any other person's rights, and that we also respect the mandates of institutions to perform certain functions within the state.
Right. Now, finally, looking at these incidents, how does it affect public trust in the justice system?
Well, the seeming confusion is not too good. The optics of that, people are not sure. Does the OSP have the right to have detained Martin Pebu? Is it all right if Martin insulted the security people? Should he just have been left? Should this issue have been taken up by another party? I think that this is where the various communication experts and the lawyers need to provide clarity, especially anchoring their responses in the law. So what does the law say, and how were these actions therefore turned out? Is it true? And if, for example, the CCTV footage of what actually transpired, that would be excellent. So all of us can see. I think we should be asking the OSP, do they have recordings? Do they have one? So we can then understand on a factual basis, this is the evidence, this is what the law says, and this is what the steps are. I think that will help all of us as citizens. But yes, it can be confusing for the non-legal minds to hear all of this and not be sure what should go on. I think some clarity on the law, on what exactly transpired and what will happen next will help all of us.
All right. Thank you for your time this afternoon, sir.
And thank you for having me.
Right. That was the chairperson on the African Advisory Board Against Corruption, Edem Senanu. Now, away from that, the President of the Republic of Ghana has also handed over some armored vehicles to the Ghana Police Service.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Winning, easy. You know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted granules. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix.
champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
Hey, so mommy, who is going to do my day jollof?
Oh, Kwame. You know our secret, right?
Yeah.
Efia.
Yes, me. I've got it.
Now add your Gino jollof mix.
The perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time. And there you have it, your original Ghana jollof.
Jollof so good.
Jollof so good. Tasty me.
What is going on here?
Enjoy jollof the Ghana way. Gino jollof is made with the perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time.
This advert is FDA approved.
You're still watching Midday News here on ABC News Ghana Television. We're streaming live on Facebook at ABC News GH_. Let's go back to our earlier story where President John Mahama has announced that the government will soon deploy drones and covert operation vehicles to boost police intelligence and crime fighting across the country. Speaking at the commissioning of 40 armored vehicles for the Ghana Police Service in Accra on Thursday, December 4, the president said the new tools were part of a wider effort to modernize policing. He also disclosed that the police service would receive unpublicized covert operations vehicles. The president added that every police district would also receive a pickup for regular patrol duties.
You receive 2 tow trucks so that these 40 vehicles are just the first batch of what you are receiving. By the end of this month, you receive 2 tow trucks so that anytime any of these vehicles gets immobilized anywhere, you can go and pick the vehicle and bring it back to base. You will also get 10 covert operational vehicles that I have been cautioned not to talk about. It's only you who will know you have them. In addition, we want to give every police district a normal pickup for patrol duties. There's going to be a police detachment.
Meanwhile, President John Mahama has warned criminal networks, saying that Ghana will not surrender any part of the country's lawlessness. He said this during a brief ceremony held in Accra on Thursday, where he handed over 40 new armored vehicles to the Ghana Police Service. He stressed that the government is committed to ensuring that no individual or group can threaten the security and stability of the nation.
Let me state clearly, our dear country Ghana will not surrender a single street, a community, or any public space to criminals today, tomorrow, or forever. To those who insist on disturbing the peace of our nation, whether through armed robbery, organized crime, illegal arms trafficking, or gang activity, our message is simple. The Ghanaian state is ready. The Ghana Police Service is ready. The laws of this republic will deal decisively with anyone who endangers the safety of our people. Let me state clearly, our dear country Ghana will not surrender a single street, a community, or any public space to criminals today, tomorrow, or forever. To those who insist on disturbing the peace of our nation, whether through armed robbery, organized crime, illegal arms trafficking, or gang activity, our message is simple. The Ghanaian state is ready. The Ghana Police Service is ready. The laws of this republic will deal decisively with any.
In more news, Lands and Natural Resources Minister Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa says the government's proposed lithium framework is designed to automatically raise Ghana's royalty earning whenever global prices increase, ensuring the country secures greater value from its mineral resources. Speaking at the press conference on Wednesday, the minister explained that the flexible royalty mechanism is a strategic response to volatile market conditions and stiff global competition for mining investment. He also said the government has worked closely with the Attorney General and is now seeking Cabinet approval to present a new instrument to Parliament that will regulate royalties for lithium and other minerals.
I'm very happy to inform you that we've worked closely with the Attorney General. We'll be coming to, once we finish with Cabinet, we'll be coming to Parliament with a new instrument that will permanently lay a complete, comprehensive guideline on royalties, not only in the lithium sector, but in all minerals. It's very important we do so, having learned lessons as we go forward. Learn lessons. It was very clear, for example, not too long ago, the announce of gold was what? 1,900, 2,500, went over 3,000 and close to 4,000. There's no other mechanism for you to do any adjustment, for example. And so I thought this is the opportunity for us to basically review all of that. And I'm happy to.
Away from that, the Trade Union Congress has strongly condemned the latest adjustment to electricity and water tariffs, describing the increases as harsh, insensitive, and worse than robbing Peter to pay Paul. In a statement signed by Secretary General Joshua Ansah, the TUC expressed outrage at the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission's announcement of 9.8% electricity and 15.9% water tariff increases, set to take effect on January 1, 2026. The union said that the decision is particularly troubling because it coincides with the implementation of a 9% increase in the lithium wage and base pay, which workers had already described as inadequate. This increment has completely eroded the 9% wage adjustment for 2026. Clearly, the government is demonstrating its insensitivity to the daily struggles of workers and Ghanaians. The TUC recalled that in 2025, government granted a 10% wage increase while electricity tariffs rose by more than 18% cumulatively. With the high cost of living still biting hard, the union said workers had hoped for some respite, not another surprise hike in utility charges. The increases are to take effect from January 1, 2026, the very day that the paltry 9% increase in the minimum wage and the base pay by the government will also take effect. We're going for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with more news. Stay tuned.
To Streets Midday. On this episode, we are at Circle going to ask people a few questions about the new products of Gino. Stay tuned and follow me. Pacho, your first say? Okay. Into your first question, one say, we should Gino adverts now. Omo nyumbi, and they know omo can be woho. Omo can they?
No, my Chris, hi, and I know.
3 sentences, 3 words. Wait me a catch me, Gino, Bibi. Wait me a catch me.
Oh, nothing you wanna.
But you want to mean Gino?
Me too bad. Anyway, I'm ready.
Wow, I love Gino. I can't miss this one. Is Gino pepper and onion?
Yes, that's correct. So here's your gifts for it.
Wow, thank you.
Hey, Gino. Tomatoes paste. And yeah, the onion, na pepper wom, bibia wom. What the bunch of love for no Hey, Gino, we come back your love.
Gino.
Perfume rice. I perfume rice. Different ones, Saba.
Aye. But we tomato paste near there, Gino.
As for that, the perfume rice. No papa ni and
rent back with the beer open. Come on, come see what? Where this guy? My friend, still before.
It's the Telestar Too Much Money promo. Win cash daily, weekly, and a grand prize of 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Just reload or buy a bundle with Telestar Cash to earn points and stand a chance to win big. Dial *500# or visit the Telestar Play app to opt in and start winning in the Telestar Too Much Money promo. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
When is campaign? If you're a baby, many schedule no. If you know, meto echiaka. Inti ene, uno banu mumpe baby amubeda. Oh, no abeka. You did too much money. No matter.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes. He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used, the more money he makes. Oh yes, so what are you waiting for? Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money. Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
Welcome back from the break. You're still watching ABC Midday News live on ABC News Ghana Television. We're streaming live on Facebook at ABC News GH_. Up next is business news. In the world of business, Ghana's inflation rate has dropped for the 11th consecutive month, easing to 6.3% in November 2025 from 8.0% in October, according to the latest Consumer Price Index report released by the Ghana Statistical Service. The government statistician, Dr. Alhassan Idrisu, who presented the data in Accra, said the decline was driven largely by reductions in both food and non-food inflation. Overall, prices went up by 0.9% between October and November 2025. Food inflation fell sharply to 6.6%, down from 9.5% in October. Non-food inflation also dropped to 6.1% from 6.9%, while inflation in the services sector eased to 3.8% from 4.6%. Regionally, the Northeast region recorded the highest inflation rate at 12.3%, whereas the Savannah region posted the lowest at -0.02%. Inflation for locally produced items decreased from 8.0% in October to 6.8% in November 2025. Inflation for goods also slowed, declining to 7.3% from 9.3%. Businesses have been encouraged to take advantage of the lower inflation environment by investing in efficiency, strengthening local supply chains, reducing waste, and passing cost savings on to consumers where possible. That's all for business news. Up next is sports with Eugene Ofori-Soti.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes. He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used, the more money he makes. Oh yes, so what are you waiting for? Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money. Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
Imagine a sport without rules, a game without passion, an arena without chance. What drives the champions? What fuels the rivalry? What separates the winners from the rest in the world of sports?
On the show, we shall start by interrogating your admitted health matters with expert insight, former renowned medical professionals, providing you with actionable advice and cutting-edge knowledge to prevent injuries and optimize performance. Then we'll connect you to the talking points where we'll bring you the big names, the famous faces, and leading voices on our radar in the world of sports for a lively conversation and diverse perspective.
Eugene Soti, your chief data guy on the talking points. On the African Tracker, I'll break down the performances of your favorite African players abroad, scrutinizing every detail and exploring the nuances and rules governing the game.
Meet us in your area for Area Take as we plug into sports perspective and hear your thoughts on every play of the game.
On Ghana Focus, we shall spotlight our domestic leagues and heroes of other sporting disciplines.
I'm James Makion, your go-to expert for everything local. I'll review the fixtures from the locker room to the pitch and from the management to the fans. I've got you covered.
Oh la la! Don't miss out on the double excitement. It's a fun pack, pulsating and complete wrap of everything in sports, from boxing to football, tennis, NBA and more. Sports World on ABC with Victor and the team as every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Sports World on ABC. Sports beyond borders.
Hello there, good afternoon. Welcome to the sports segment on the Midday News. I'm Eugene Ofori Suti. Let's kick off from the English Premier League, where Manchester United returned to winning ways on Sunday with a hard-fought 2-1 comeback victory over Crystal Palace. Tonight, they take on West Ham, who are winless in their last 2 Premier League games and currently sit in the relegation zone. Despite the Hammers' recent struggles, Manchester United manager Ruben Amorim says he expects a difficult encounter. He highlighted the influence of West Ham boss Nuno Espirito Santo, describing him as a very experienced coach capable of setting up his team to frustrate any opponent. Amorim added that his side will need full concentration and intensity to secure another crucial 3 points.
I had no doubts that he would have success, no matter what the club. He is really experienced. He knows how to work with different squads. He understands really well the league, and that is a plus when you are a manager. We know that he's going to be tough. He's really smart preparing the games, understanding the environment of the game, who has more responsibility. All these things around the game is really good on that. But I expect I'm just more focused. Of course, the preparation is about the opponent, but I'm really focused on what we need to do, what we need to improve, especially if you look at our first half against Crystal Palace. So it's going to be a tough match.
West Ham United manager Nuno Espirito Santo, on his part, acknowledged Manchester United's quality, describing them as a strong side full of talented players. He referenced their comeback win against Crystal Palace as evidence of their growing confidence and form. Nuno also noted that despite West Ham's defeat to Liverpool last weekend, his team is playing well and determined to turn their performances into victories in the coming games.
They are a good team and they are playing good. We can see from the game against Palace that they really compete well. They achieve a good result. So what you expect is to find a tough opponent full of talented players. Thank you, Chris. Each game is a new story. Each game is a new development. Was a tough game against Liverpool. We managed to compete well for good spells of the match. Unfortunately, we didn't achieve, but the feeling was that we competed till the last minute. I think we play good in terms of offensive. Let's try to do the same things and with a better decision on the final third.
To another concerning development where Ghana winger Kamaldeen Sulemana picked up an injury during Atalanta's dominant 4-0 victory over Genoa in the Coppa Italia round of 16 on Wednesday night. Sulemana, who joined Atalanta in the summer, was forced off in the 21st minute of the game at the New Balance Arena after reportedly sustaining a muscle strain in his right adductor. He is expected to undergo scans on Thursday to determine the severity of the injury. Despite the early setback, Atalanta cruised into the quarterfinals. Berak City opened the score in the 19th minute before second half goals from Martin Deroon, Mario Pasalic and Honest Ahano sealed the emphatic win. The 23-year-old Ghanaian has made 15 appearances for Atalanta this season, scoring twice and providing 1 assist. Well, that's all the sports for now. I am Eugene Ofori Suti. For more sports news, head to abcnewsgh.com/sports. International news is up next.
Magic pepper and onion, a delicious tomato mix with tomato, pepper and onion. No grinding, no blending. Ya yenini na da da da. So pa mediane no abin.
Come on, Gino, do your magic.
And papa no kunu abefi.
Tasty magic.
Gino Magic Pepper and Onion. The magic that brings them home.
This advert is FDA approved.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Winning, easy. You know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted granules. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Make easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
On the international front, the United States on Wednesday said it will restrict visas for Nigerians it believes are responsible for what it described as anti-Christian violence. Secretary of State Marco Rubio on Wednesday said Washington was taking decisive actions in response to the mass killings and violence against Christians in the country. The restrictions will apply to anyone involved and their families, he said, mentioning radical Islamic terrorists, Fulani ethnic militias, and other violent actors in Nigeria and beyond. Rubio added that this policy would apply to other government or individuals engaged in violations of religious freedom. The development comes weeks after President Donald Trump threatened military action in Nigeria over what he described as a persecution of Christians by radical Islamists there. That is all for international news. Up next is entertainment news. In entertainment, Nigerian comedian Chukwuemeka Ejeku, popularly known as Sabinus, has confirmed the amicable dissolution of his marriage to Sienna Champman. The union, formalized in 2023, ended without conflict, he revealed during a recent TikTok live session. Addressing rumors of domestic violence and infidelity, Sabinus clarified, "I'm not married. My marriage ended peacefully. The mom and I are good. My daughter is okay and she's doing fine." He noted that he and Sienna remain on good terms, with both fully committed to co-parenting their daughter. Their wedding reportedly took place in a private ceremony in the UK, where Sienna and the child currently reside. The confirmation puts to rest months of speculations surrounding the couple's relationship. That is all for entertainment news, and that is all for ABC Midday News here on ABC News Ghana Television. We stream live on Facebook at ABC News GH_. For more news, log on to our website at www.abcnewsgh.com. I am Peggy Nyakwambano. Enjoy the rest of your day.